Hi there, MT. This is Michael from OTC Online TOEFLcourse.com, and you completed the diagnostic pretest over at my course, the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And you also answered the 3 personal experience questions in Part B, right? So you sent me, it was probably about almost 10 minutes of audio, and I just listened to everything. And I'm going to tell you this. This is probably the best pretest for this. This second pretest is really, really tough. So I'm trying to figure out, as you do the pretest, what problems you're having with syllable division, grammatical word endings, word stress, sentence rhythm, intonation, and thought groups and blending. So this is the most pronunciation. This is the most advanced part of the pronunciation area of my course, and you did incredibly well on this. I mean, really well. So great job on that. So here are my recommendations right now. I'm going to recommend Lesson 32. I think you need to study 32, particularly with the abbreviations. You tend to say USA, GPA, but you should put equal emphasis on every letter in an abbreviation. CEO, GPA, kind of like that. So study Lesson 32 with an emphasis on how to pronounce abbreviations. I think that's important. Lesson 35, I'm still not convinced with the can and the can't. So you want to background this one a little bit more. She can go to the store. She can't go to the store. That's where you can improve. So when you focus on Lesson 35, focus on the can and the cannot, and make sure that you have the correct sentence rhythm on both of those. Lesson 36. I think this one is, what do you want to do? If you're trying to get Speaker A's opinion. So when you practice that lesson, focus on this part of the video. It'll teach you how to throw a question back to somebody else and what kind of tone you need to use when you do that. The last lesson, and that's it. My goodness. I think Lesson 43, you can work a little bit more on the blending. Was interested in the measurement of intelligence because he wanted to increase it through selective breeding. So it's these, when you're blending that grammatical word ending to the next sound of the next word within that thought group, that's where you're having a little bit of trouble. So I think you can work on your blending in Lesson 43 there. Okay, so in the you talked about the recent vacation, you talked about going to Japan, you talked about a favorite hobby, digital painting, and I listened to that, and then you talked about you want to allocate more money to road construction in Montreal, Canada, as a change you would like your country to make, right? Okay, so the problem there is sometimes you'll say something like unsatisfied roads or something, but I would change that to say poorly maintained roads. I think is better. So sometimes when you're kind of freely speaking, you'll throw words in there like that just don't work very well. So, and this is not easy to correct. This is what I call unidiomatic language use. But the TOEFL is looking for idiomaticity of language use. They want to know that you can use the grammar and the vocabulary naturally, kind of like a native speaker. So sometimes you have some bumps, you have some problems with that. And that one example, unsatisfied roads, and changing that to poorly maintained roads, I think that's one example of how you can. And you talked about holes in the roads, right? I think you want to say potholes. We call these potholes. A big hole in the road, the tire hits it, it can break the tire or burst the tire. It can also cause damage to the shock system of a car. So anyway, thank you for doing Part A and Part B. It's good, though. Overall, I feel like you're making a lot of progress. And I'm just going to tell you a quick story, and I'll finish up this video. I've had a lot of students before you, right? And a lot of these people are getting between 28, 29, 30 on the speaking, right? And I have just a really good story right now. I had one of my students, he didn't get 29 or 30, he got 26. And he is really, really happy about that. He took the TOEFL probably 6 or 7 times, and finally, he made his goal on March 13th. It took him a full year of practice and like 8 or 9 different TOEFL exams before he passed. But he did. And I believe that you will get higher than 26. I believe that. So have faith, have confidence. I think keep reading magazines, read newspapers, read books. Make sure you're doing a lot of listening practice. You're listening to maybe documentary history, science, and maybe news programs. All of this is going to help address some of those minor language use issues that you have in terms of finding the right words and the right grammar to describe the things that you want to express. Remember, all that exposure will help you in the long run, so keep getting as much listening, as much reading exposure as you can get, and that will help you to control your language use and your delivery and your topic development with your speaking, and of course it's going to help your writing also. All right? Thank you.